The history is that y'all don't realize that Asians come out of West Africa. Amen. They come part of the Fulani tribe. Amen. And we're part of the Fulani tribe.
I, as a Jamaican, am with you in terms of the boycott.
And that right there is why they are so mad about this boycott. They know that there are other communities who stand in solidarity with the black community who will also jump on board with this boycott. Hell, underneath one of my posts, there was a couple of Latino women saying, well, hell, I stand in solidarity with y'all. If y'all ain't going to the Asian nail salons, I ain't going either. Drop the black-owned nail salon information below, please. I saw a few white women standing in solidarity. So this is exactly why they are so angry. They know other communities will join in on the boycott. And all I got to say about it, if you mad, stay mad.
Back to Black isn't about guilt tripping anyone. It's about shifting power. Every pound you spend is a vote. And if you're not voting Black, you're strengthening somebody else's economy whilst ours is still struggling.
Imagine daring one community to stop supporting your businesses, convinced they will never follow through. That is, this Asian man dared Black American community only. That is according to him. Then imagine waking up to discover not only are they sticking to the boycott, but people from other communities are also beginning to join as well. What exactly is happening? Now, that's exactly what the conversation is all about, what people are discussing online. I mean, what some people expected to remain a small dispute is starting to attract wider attention. They only dared Black people, but now other people are also joining the boycott. What exactly is happening? Individuals from, different backgrounds are publicly expressing support for the boycott, often saying they have their own reasons for participating. The thing is, they're not doing this for the love of Black Americans, and they're also not hating Black Americans, but it's like they have a common enemy. Okay, that same person, that same community, Asian community, which is, disrespecting Black Americans, is also the same community disrespecting other, communities. So it's like, yeah, you Black Americans, you have a common enemy with us. So why can't we just join hands and, fight together? So I think that's the argument. But whether this thing continues or it will grow bigger or it will remain at the same level, we don't know. But one thing is becoming clear: movements can take on life on their own. So yeah, we don't know when others identify with the concerns being raised or they are not. But the question is simple: who else, if these Jamaicans are joining, Black Americans to boycott, who else? I think time will decide. Anyway, let's dive into this. Let's see what exactly is happening. Not only are we discussing this, we also hear other things about Asians, being from Africa, but they don't want to hear this. They don't want people to tell them the truth. Let's dive into this. If this is your first time, please subscribe so we can have more of this discussion.
To all my African Americans, FBA, ADOS, just know that I, as a Jamaican, am with you in terms of the boycott, because I have done my part in boycotting as well. So just to let you know, I'm going to talk to all the Jamaicans I know that are living here and tell them, say, yo, we need to do this thing. You understand what I said? We come down on the same ship together. You understand? We might be separated by waters, but we're the same family. Continue the boycott, no matter what them tell you. Continue the boycott. Send the message, you understand? I'm seeing a lot of these stores, they're empty. So let it continue to remain empty. You understand me? I say, yeah, keep it up. Enough love and respect. Peace.
Hi, Joseph. This is my son, Joseph. And they're speaking on how communities could get together. First of all, number one, the history. The history is that y'all don't realize that Asians come out of West Africa.
Amen.
They come part of the Fulani tribe.
Amen.
And we're part of the Fulani tribe. So
That's what I'm saying.
every nationality on this earth do come from us, but that don't mean that we have to sit up and bicker. The white man put us like this. They want you to fight each other. So you need to check your history of where you come from, and everybody else that's in another culture need to really fact check their history, because history is important. And that's why we bicker along another, because we don't know the facts. Check the facts. And Andy, I appreciate you. I love you. You know you my son. I comment with you on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I love you to death. And I love both of them. And that's what I'm going to say.
And a shout out to Mama Mary for always inviting me to the cookout. You know, I'm the only Chinese to be invited to the home for some good gumbo and jambalayas, baby. some seafood boil, baby. God bless you and your family.
This is not the time to divide. This is the time to come together. We are in the process of coexisting together. We in a position to really take power on coming together in such a way that even businesses have to deal with both of us. We want to join so we can make our own community great as together. Separation brings chaos. Together brings foundation. I challenge both sides to sit down and talk to each other. Inspire to look at the story and listen. It's bad in every nationality, but that doesn't make the whole nationality bad. Everybody got a few rough apples, but that don't make excuse for us to hurt each other, talk names, kill each other. It don't give us an excuse to talk about each other, exclude each other. If a few bad apples define how we are as a culture, then we are in trouble. And we really need to reevaluate ourselves and our culture. If a few bad apples spoil progress. I tell you, sit down with someone other than you, understand them, and maybe, just maybe, we could really live together as one.
We need to stop treating buying black like it's a seasonal sale. It's not a moment, it's a movement. We'll queue for Jordans, pre-order Apple drops, and repost bigger brands that don't even know our name. But we're hesitant when it comes to our own people's products. Listen, Back to Black isn't about guilt tripping anyone. It's about shifting power. Every pound you spend is a vote. And if you're not voting black, you're strengthening somebody else's economy whilst ours is still struggling. We say we want black excellence, but excellence starts with support. The same way other communities protect their own businesses, we've got to make that normal, not niche. I don't want to hear that it's too expensive or that they don't have what I need. What we don't have, we build, and what we lack, we create. We can't say we want wealth in our community while spending it somewhere else. So this week, I'm challenging you. Find a black business, any type, any size, and spend with them. Tag them below and tag me. Let's flood the algorithm with our own economy. Because real change starts when we write checks we can actually cash. This is day 2 of the Back to Black boycott, and the Black Pound just clocked into work.
Lately, I've been receiving a lot of DMs asking me about my opinion over Rick Chow's case. First and foremost, God is great all the time. I was raised by both the Chinese and the black community, so I'm not here to take sides on both parties. However, a life was lost, so my condolences to Cyrus's family. I'd like to share my story. I came to the U.S. at the age of 13, moved straight to the hood, Bayview, Hunters Point. My family was already here since 1989. So I spent most of my childhood and adolescence with the black community. And later on, when I opened my first restaurant at the age of 24, also happened to be a black community. close to the Fillmore, right? With that being said, I just want to get out there. The amount of support I have received from the Black community has been quite overwhelming. However, I do want to share with you that during my 12 years of running a business on Mac and Divisadero, I had to deal with a lot of, crimes. I had to deal with a lot of theft. I had to deal with a lot of, people, a lot of insults, right? I also had to deal with the teenagers, right? Sometimes they, come over the store and then just, try to crack jokes on me, being racial and whatnot. But I do want to share this with you. We managed to overcome that. I'm not saying that we should just act cowardly. We should just keep on taking it in. I know how Rick Child's family feel, right? Years and years of being, picked on, being disrespected, being bullied by all sort of customers. They just want to make a living, right? They can't just let it all out on one kid. What I'm trying to say is, how about we choose mercy and forgiveness, right? I always believe that there's always a chance for people to change. If you touch them, if you show them with the genuine intention of helping them, of understanding them, of encourage them to change, the change is going to come. One day they're going to remorse on what they have done to you. So I'm not here to give my two cents into this whole sensitive topic or subject. What I'm trying to do is, how about we choose mercy and forgiveness? Because that's exactly what they wanted. They want to pin us against one another, the Black and the Asian community. Peace.
I've been thinking, and I've been hearing and seeing a lot of stuff on social media about this and that. I mean, obviously there's injustice going on. We got ICE killing people. We've got literally outright murder of Black people all over the place. And just the epidemic of racism. Not to mention the economy. I mean, as far as I know, and I'm in a pretty wealthy state, that people are broke. They have no money. They're losing their homes. They can't afford to buy homes. This situation is actually untenable, and I don't see an out for us as Americans in the United States, because this is going from bad to worse. So if anybody thinks that they have an idea that how are we going to get out of this collectively, because the way it's going now, any logical person can see that this situation is not going to end well for anybody. I mean, there's going to be the 1% of people who've got an ungodly amount of money, so they don't have to worry. But for the rest of us, common folk, common people, and if you're on this app, you're a common person because you're on this app, and I can guarantee you the majority of the billionaires and even multi-hundred millionaires aren't on this app talking. So I'm just saying, the way I'm seeing things, it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. And I honestly am skeptical if the country is ever going to be the same, or even, are we even going to have a country anymore? I don't know. It's a question I ask myself all the time. Because the situation is getting worse and worse and worse, and people act like it isn't, and they act like, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm sick and tired about talking about racism too, but guess what? You know what I'm actually sick and tired of? People who look like me and Black folks in this country being constantly demonized and disrespected for things that we didn't do. And it's like, you know what? For the majority of people, you don't even live around Black people. So you criticize what we do, but you actually don't live in our communities. So make sense. And for the Black folks who do live in all white communities, I don't think we're causing much trouble. So we need to wake up and get this together, because if this is what you want, it's going to end well for everybody. I can guarantee you that. There's no way that this is going to be a positive outcome. There's no possible way. If you're logically thinking, there's no possible way this is going to be a positive outcome. So that being said, this probably won't get promoted by TikTok like they usually did, because it's not spicy and, provokes emotion. It's just realistic talk about stuff that's going on. And I think that I'm going to change my page to be a little bit more logical about things and talk to me about what's really going on, because this is ridiculous. So, just a thought.
So why they run around here saying that we said that we was gonna loot and burn their stores? Baby, we said not another damn dime. So why the fuck would y'all think we would give you an insurance payout? No, no, no. We not finna sit up here and loot and burn down Asian stores so that they can go file an insurance claim and get a check. Why would we take money from you to be giving money to you? What we said was that we are redirecting our dollars to Black-owned businesses. And shout out to all the Black-owned businesses who have come out the woodworks, y'all. The beauty supply stores, the restaurants, the nail salons, the farmers. Okay, they found a farmer, y'all, that'll ship meat to you. And they'll ship their products, y'all. We found all kinds of businesses, y'all, for real, for real.
Let's be clear. It's not beauty supply stores. It's all the stores. The food places. The beauty supply stores. The gas stations. Whatever business they got, stay out they business. They said they don't want you there. They said, please. They asked with the please boycott it. Please don't come spend your money with us. We don't need your money and we don't need you, is the gist of what was said. So, the boycott is not for the nail shops. The boycott is every Asian business you can think of, because all of their businesses are in Black neighborhoods and they don't like us. They follow us every time we walk in the store, and to unalive that baby over a bottle of water, it screams what they've been trying to say. Listen to them. Spend your money elsewhere. Love you, bye.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Now, let's talk about it. You see, after hearing these people sharing their views, their perspectives, their messages, I think you can see, this transfer of Black dollar back into the Black community, I think is not ending anytime soon. We can see people are talking much about making this thing a permanent thing, making this thing a lifestyle, making it culture. Okay, now, if people are looking at this thing and they try all they can to make it a permanent thing, we can see how serious these people are, how determined the Black Americans are. Why are they doing this? Remember, they're not doing this as a hatred to, Asian community. It's not about a hate, but it's about building the financial empire within the Black community, within their community. But now, it's also mixed, okay, with they're just fed up. They're just tired of being mistreated. They're just tired of, being disrespected, okay? Enough is enough. So when somebody comes to a point of enough is enough, that person cannot allow, discussion or negotiations, because it's like enough of this. Black people have gone through this for a quite, number of years. So it's like enough of this. And while we were also watching the video, a certain grand woman, a Black woman, gave us some sort of history that these Asians came from Africa, but they don't want to hear, they don't want to be taught this. Why? In them, they don't want Black people to be associated with them. They don't want to have, that kind of history that, their great, like grandfathers, grandmothers were Black people and they came from Africa. Why? They want to do whatever they can to associate themselves from Black people. Yet, Black people are the foundation of all races under the earth, but people don't want to be told the truth. They do this so that they want to be in white supremacy, okay? They want to be closer to white. And not most, but some Asians, they will do whatever it takes to get married to white people. They will do whatever it takes to to be associated, to be in friendships of white people. They'll do whatever it takes to win the favor of white people. Why are they doing this? It's just that to them, black people, they don't matter. But here's like the irony. They don't want black people, but they want their money. They don't want they don't want them as people. They don't want to consider them as people, but they want their money. They want their black dollar. So here's the thing. It's no longer those days where black people were just we're just too humble, we're just too meek, okay? We're just too tolerating, not of 2026. They're able to come down and say, no, you know what? If you don't want us, then you don't want our money as well. If you want us, then our money will be yours. But now, enough is enough. Even if Asians can start, respecting black people, it looks like still, yeah, of course, some black people have not stopped buying Asian businesses. Some have their own reasons, like, oh, we cannot boycott. That's hatred. We cannot fight hatred with hatred. So some black people are having their own justification for boycotting and their own justifications for not boycotting. But here's the thing: there are some people, black people, who are boycotting this, okay, who are doing this, who are in this movement of transferring black dollar. But still, no matter how much these Asians apologize, still they'll never go back to that. For them, they have made up their minds. Because this has to be practical. Because we came across some videos where somebody said, you black Americans, you are boycotting today. But look, I'm a black American, of course, but look, I boycotted 9 years ago after I experienced this in one of Asian businesses, in one of their shops. So, you see, somebody is talking about 9 years. He has boycotted Asian businesses. Okay, what does that mean? It means it's possible for this to be permanent. And it can't be all black people today. But as time goes, it will be passed on. Because if this person boycotted Asian businesses 9 years ago, definitely he told his family members, he told, children. And when these children grow, definitely in them, they'll have that mentality like, no, we are black, we shop black. We are black, we only use, black services, we only use black products. So anyway, there are so many things that that was said in this video. I don't want to make it longer. Don't forget to share your views down in the comment section, and I'll greatly appreciate. Otherwise, see you next time, and I'm proud of you.